Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is Defub21, and today we have another new video game trailer. But this is, for me, a very exciting new video game trailer, because this is for what I think is one of the best and genuinely true next gen, or should I say at this point, current generation video games that's been so far released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. This is Middle-earth: Shadow of War. It's the announcement trailer. This is the sequel to Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Mordor is one of, to my mind, only a handful of, probably maybe even the only game. Don't quote me on that, but the only game that's come out, since the dawning of the current console generation, the PS4, the Xbox One, that's come out so far, that's genuinely done something that was technically not feasible, or at least not seen on previous generation console hardware. In other words, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. Now, of course, you could say, well, modern current gen games have vastly better graphics. That's true, and current gen games have, improved sound, and gameplay designs come along in FPSs and so on. Like Doom, which I'm still playing through as we speak, is a fantastic game. But they were an awful lot of the games that have come out this generation could have been done with just lower spec graphics on last gen hardware. Shadow of Mordor had something, I don't think it either was not technically feasible on last gen hardware, or certainly the current gen Xbox One PS4 version had this feature called the Nemesis system, which was basically a table of various different bad guys, kind of lieutenants, captains, kind of colonels, majors, generals, the orc equivalent of those ranks. That basically they were each unique character, unique appearance, unique voice, unique strengths and weaknesses, and fears in some cases. And basically, as you went playing through the game, you could encounter them. They were all real, running in real time in the game world. So you could run across them in the game world. You could kill them. If you killed one of them, that would create a blank space on the table, and which another orc would then fill. Either if it was an orc you killed higher up the table, one of the ones below would try and fill that place, fight another one, and two lower ranking orcs would fight each other, and the winner would take that space. Or, it's I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty of it, but the Nemesis system resulted in some genuinely kind of unpredictable kind of gameplay elements, where you'd be fighting one guy and another two would turn up out of nowhere because they were actually in the game world, and they were all unique, and they had unique strengths and weaknesses. And if you fought one and it beat you, they got stronger, they got more powerful, they vulnerabilities they had the first time you fought them disappeared. And it was a fantastic system. It made Shadow of Mordor one of the most standout and most enjoyable games that I've played on this generation of consoles. More so than, and they make this absolutely clear, more so than Grand Theft Auto 5, which I thought was, it's a good game, but it's an evolutionary improvement in terms of character controls, driving mechanics, and aiming and shooting and cover mechanics. But outside of that, in terms of the world itself, it's just a prettier version of GTA 4, but set in California, or a fictional version of California. There's nothing really else about it, to my mind, that really pushed that series forward. And Shadow of Mordor, which I played before I played GTA 5, really kind of wasn't as impressive in terms of the art design or the production scale and quality. But in terms of just something new and unique, and having experiences that were unexpected and were a surprise, and that you'd tell your friends about and talk to your friends about, those kind of water cooler moments, Shadow of Mordor was vastly better at that than GTA 5 was, certainly from my standpoint. So this game, which has been leaked early, and I think they've released the announcement trailer early for this game, Middle-earth: Shadow of War, which is again the sequel to Shadow of Mordor. They've released it early because the game was leaked by a retailer in the US, and I believe it's coming out in August of this year. So I'm seriously pumped for this. Let's have a look at the trailer now, and then I'll let you know what I think.
The world of men is ending. bound together in death, crafted the one thing that could challenge Sauron, a ring of power. But power can blind those who seek it.
Celebrimbor!
The great deceiver has returned to Middle-earth to rebuild his armies, to rule all. Their corruption will be contained no longer. The war for Mordor begins.
Well, what's there to say about that? Well, for one thing, it's a completely CGI trailer, a very well made one, very high production quality, looks cool, sounds cool, gets the kind of core element of the story across, which is, I think it's either the character or the two characters you control either created the one ring or a ring to, what's the word for it? To challenge Sauron with, to give them the power to fight back and beat Sauron. I think that's the idea behind it. Although I could be wrong, let me know in the comments one way or the other. But it's an old CGI trailer. Again, for me personally, gameplay much more important than CGI. So it gives us no indication what the game actually looks like. It tells us nothing about new gameplay mechanics or anything else. There's no information in that area whatsoever. So it just leaves us with, what's the word to describe? A lot of what's the word for it? Hypothesizing based on this. It appears to be kind of a larger scale game than the previous one. You appear to be, as again the name would imply, Shadow of War. So maybe you're fighting over Mordor. So that's maybe larger scale stuff, larger scale pitched battles and stuff, which could be really cool. But again, the thing that really set the previous game apart is, in terms of gameplay, the combat system, all the rest, it was very good. It was really well done. And what really pushed it over the edge, certainly the current gen console versions, was the Nemesis system that was absent from the 360 and PS3 version of the game. And the Nemesis system was kind of a really thick layer of really good icing, as it were, on the gameplay cake, and it really kind of pushed it to the next level. And to be honest, I still consider Shadow of Mordor to be probably the best open world sandbox game we've seen this gen. I really do, for that. I'm principally driven by the combination of the perfectly good, perfectly solid gameplay mechanics and the Nemesis system, and hopefully they build upon that. In other words, if the gameplay was a bit tweaked, a bit refined with a few new elements over the previous game, but they really, really worked on the Nemesis system, expanded it, added more features and so on, made it more complex. And even if the game's level of graphics, were the same or only marginally better than the last game, that'd be fine with me. I thought the Nemesis system was cool. Really added to it, and I'm really, really psyched for this game. The previous one was excellent. So I think it is a gameplay reveal on March the 8th, which is a little over a week away from the time of recording, but that'll be I'll be very much paying attention to that, and I assume it'll be a gameplay trailer, and I will do a trailer reaction / review of that gameplay trailer. I am very interested in this. So yeah, finally we're getting the sequel to, I think, was one of the best open world sandbox games of this gen, and one of the first games of this gen to do something genuinely new and real. There is a train of thought out there, which I prescribe to a degree to, that a lot of the games that have come out this generation were perfectly possible in the previous gen hardware with less advanced graphics. Fallout 4 being really no much more advanced or complex than Skyrim, or Fallout 3, just better graphics, and so on. You can agree or disagree with me on that in the comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on that. But it's, this was Shadow of Mordor was a game that genuinely did something new and genuinely different, and I'm very much looking forward to this, and I'll be paying plenty of attention into the future as we learn more about this game. So again, let me know what you think of the trailer in the comments. Let me know your hopes and dreams for this game in the comments. If you liked the video, please like it, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so for more content like this. This is Defub21 signing off. Toodaloo.